This is a demonstration on how to fill out a campaign report envelope. You can find the electronic version of the envelope on our main website at givetodayhelptoday.org. Also, if you have a physical version of the envelope, you can follow along during this training. The first thing you should do is type in your organization's name and address in this field. As you can see, for this example, I have already completed this. After you are finished, go down to step number 1 and begin filling out the section. The first question, is this your final campaign report, can be answered as yes or no. If you are expecting more pledges to come through, you can check no and move on to step number 2. However, if you know your organization's campaign is finished and you will not be receiving any more pledges, check yes and move on to the next section. I should also mention that if your company has pledge cards that are received after your final envelope is turned in, those pledge cards can still be turned in at any time. But if you believe and are fairly certain that this is your final envelope, check yes and move on to the next section. Next, you should fill out total number of employees. For this example, we will say we have 80 employees. You should also choose number of pay periods, 12, 24, 26, or other. For this example, we will say we have 26. The next question, are all non-payroll deduction pledge cards enclosed, yes or no? Because this is our final campaign report envelope, we will say yes. Most likely, all pledge cards are enclosed. Also, with our checks and cash enclosed, again, because this is our final envelope, we will say yes. Most likely, everything we need is in the envelope. You should then move on to step number 2. In this section, you will fill out the number of donors, the amount they pledged, and if there is a payment enclosed. I should also mention that throughout the worksheet, you may notice small red dots on the top corner of certain cells. These red dots indicate there is a comment in that cell. To see the comment, simply hover your mouse over the cell and the comment will pop up. These comments simply serve as reminders while filling out the envelope. Moving on, we will say that 5 donors gave a total of $100 in cash, and because we are enclosing this cash in the envelope, we will say $100 is enclosed. Next, we will say that 4 donors gave a total of $250 in checks, and because we are enclosing these checks in the envelope, we will say $250 is enclosed. We will also say that 6 donors gave a total of $75 in credit cards, and because these donors are requesting to have their credit cards charged immediately, we will say that $75 is enclosed. The next section deals with direct bills and securities. If a donor is requesting to be billed at a future date, they should go in this row. Likewise, if a donor gives their credit card information and wants to be billed throughout the year, they would also go in this row. So for example, if a donor pledged $1,000 and wanted to be billed monthly, they would go in this line. So for this example, we will say that 3 donors pledged a total of $1,500, and because there is no amount enclosed, we will leave this cell blank. Also, if you notice the comment to the right, it requests that pledge cards be enclosed for all bill directs and securities. This helps our pledge processing department with billing these donors as they requested. The next section is for payroll. We will say that 42 donors gave a total of $1,645, and unless your organization is paying this money up front or there is money enclosed, there should not be an amount in this cell. Additionally, if you notice to the right, there is a comment about payroll pledge cards. This is simply a reminder to turn in your payroll pledge cards to your company's payroll department or to the HR department. These pledge cards are your company's authorization to make the deduction from the donor's check. Moving on to step number 3, this section is for your organization's corporate gift. We will say that the Acme Corporation pledged a total of $750, and if they want to be billed for this contribution, we would leave the amount enclosed cell blank. However, if they are paying this amount directly and there is a check or cash enclosed, we would put an amount in this cell. So let's say for this example, Acme Corporation is paying their corporate gift up front and $750 is enclosed in the envelope. Section 4 deals with special events. This section is for your raffles, your Jeans Day, etc. If you have an amount in this cell, you should also have an amount in this cell, and vice versa. As you can see, there's comments in the cell and to the right of the cell, reminding you that special event dollars must be enclosed to be registered. Total dollars raised needs to equal amount enclosed. So let's say that we raised $385 at our raffle, and because we raised this, we are also going to be enclosing this money. $385 is enclosed. As you can see, the next section is for total of all gifts. These amounts are already calculated for you if you have the electronic version. If you have the paper version, simply get the calculator and total your gifts. Section 6 can be filled out after you print out the worksheet, or if you have a physical version that you are using, you can write directly on it. After you are done filling out everything, sign and seal the envelope and attach the printed worksheet to the outside of your envelope. You may then schedule a time for your campaign representative to pick up the envelope. Thank you for taking the time to learn how to fill out a report envelope. If you have any additional questions, please contact your campaign representative.